contribute on that question. Okay, ma'am.
We are saying we should pray to God, but we shouldn't deceive ourselves. Not everybody hear from God. If you are not spiritually matured and you pray, you can't still hear, what will you do?
No, I think now let's praise God. You see, from what I know, the procedure of what pastor do before they will solemnize the marriage. Okay, okay.
Thank you, sir. I would say, my name is Adola, by the way. I would say that when you pray like that and you talk to your parents and your parent says, I have my reservations, and then you go to your pastor and your pastor will use a green light, it already signals to me that there is a problem somewhere. The pastor shouldn't contradict your parents. The pastor should be able to bring your parents in. Let's say the pastor is being told and the pastor already has prayed and God has confirmed also to the pastor. I believe the pastor should find a way, because he's supposed to be an elder. He's not supposed to cause problem for you. You know, the pastor should not find a way of communicating with your parents. I'll give an instance. There was a sister, according to her father in the Lord, Daddy Gio, that she was over the time of marriage and there was no spouse coming at all. So she got worried. And then there was a particular program and God spoke concerning our case that the person who is obstructing you will die within 7 days. She got home, she casually mentioned this to her mom, and her mom called and said, are you sure that your pastor said that the person obstructing you will die within 7 days? So that's what my pastor said. So you have to take me to that your pastor. What are they teaching you in your church? So the mother came with the daughter to see Daddy Gio, according to the story, and he said, you said to my daughter that the person obstructing her would die. He said, no, I didn't say so. I said God said. And then the mother said, okay, excuse the daughter, and then spoke to Daddy Gio that the reason why I don't want my daughter to get married is because she's the only one that takes care of me. If she gets married, who's going to look after me? And Daddy Gio said to her, if that is the problem, don't worry. I will talk to your daughter and then we'll make sure that your daughter looks after you after she's married. What I'm trying to say is that for you as a pastor, it is your job to bring peace. You are not to cause confusion and problem for families. So if there is a problem like that, the pastor must pray. If he's sure that this is the will of God, God will give that pastor a wisdom to deal with the parents and get the parents to buy into it. Praise God.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You see, I just want to say my own experience. Before they will solemnize the marriage, the pastor will send both of you to your parents to see that there's an agreement before they solemnize the marriage. So once there's a disagreement, that means the marriage can't go on. So you need to sort out the issue, like Mommy said, with your parents. And if you can't do it, invite the pastor to come in. The pastor is to bring peace, and then God will solve the situation if that man or woman is for you. Because it's not good that you enter a marriage with disagreement. It's not good. Praise the Lord. Your question?
Back to my question. You just said that half of it. I just want to ask, what about if one of the parents is agreeing to a marriage and for the two of them to go ahead, and one is not supporting and pastor goes ahead because one of the families Is that okay? Just to half of what you have just said, that they need to, is that okay that they should go ahead and do this organization?
Both families have to agree. And when we are talking about both families, you know, we say that, like we have been saying before, man is the head of the home. And it is the man that gives his daughter in marriage. And if the man says, the father, I believe the father and the mother will have agreed. So once both of them have agreed, it is the father that will say, yes, I'm giving my daughter in marriage. So, and the pastor, all the pastor needs to know is that communicate with both families. And then once there's a green light from both ends, the pastor will join them. So the pastor will have no blame once there's agreement between both parties.
One of the families is agreeing
completely.
Like myself and my husband, I was disagreeing and my husband is agreeing. Would the pastor go ahead? That's what I'm saying.
If you disagree with your husband.
No, yeah, if with the marriage, like
both of you.
If one of the party, if one of the parents is disagreeing for them to go ahead, for the children to go ahead to get married, if one of the parents, both are living together, both are together, but one of them is disagreeing that you cannot marry this person, and one of them is agreeing you can, pastors can go ahead with one, if one party is agreeing to the, is that right? That's the question.
I think both families have to agree. Both parents.
Pastor, what happened is that, like what she just said, to me, to my own idea, I don't know, but if the both parents are not agreed, and if the father said they should go ahead with marriage, I don't see any problem with pastor. We should take pastor out of it. No. The father of the lady said, go ahead. And the other party said, go ahead. So what is the pastor issue in this issue? If the pastor don't have anything...
That's part of what I said.
You know, I'm coming, sir. Because the pastor should have confirmed from the... And they said, go ahead. So...
I believe pastors will have confirmed because... But if one family disagrees...
Not family. They're parents. Husband and wife.
Okay.
I'm talking about husband and wife. When one of the spouses disagree and one is agreeing, husband and wife is their children. Wife or the spouse, one of them, do they not have the same equal right to agree?
Sorry. If the father disagrees, the mother, because hold on, see, yeah, because see the internal problem between the husband and wife. If they are not in the church of the pastor cannot go to the wife and at the same time go to the husband. The husband is the spokesperson for the family. Is the spokesperson for the family, and when I wanted to get married, I got married in
Pastor.
And I'm coming. I'm sorry. I will give you permission. You know, send me to my wife's parents. And then say, I want to see the evidence that they agree. And the same from my side. So there's always the pastor will see that both parties agreed. That is internal Sorry, sorry, is it on the same issue you want to talk about?
Yes, it's on the same issue.
Okay.
I'm trying to address what the couple were trying to say. If the parents of one of the spouses, say the parents of the mother, don't agree, one says yes, the other one says no. That is what they're trying to say. But generally, what I'm trying to say is, what the marriage thing, like you said, Pastor KOLA is right. It's an internal issue between the parents. They have to sort that out. It doesn't really have anything to do with the church. But in a way, the pastor has a very important role to play, because the pastor will pray for the couple, and there's sometimes that what we don't see, like the story Pastor Adi just said now about the GO, what we don't see, they can see it in the spiritual realm. Sometimes, most of the time, parents are sentimental and selfish when the children want to get married. So we need to be realistic and look at things the way it is. And then the pastor's job is to pray and look at it in the spiritual realm, because what they might not see, the pastor is seeing it and probably pray about it and counsel both the parents and the children.
Yeah, in relation to that question, I don't want to support that it's an internal problem, because the woman must have expressed his own view to the pastor. So I think it's left to pastor to sort it out before he agree them to, to join them in marriage. And if that situation occurs, like I said, that our children, they might not be spiritually matured, we shouldn't leave them to it. Because no matter how, like Ayo said, your child is your child. So when the problem comes, it bounces on the mother, not on the father. So we should respect mother's opinion too.
Why did you bounce on the mother? How did you bounce on the father? No.
One question is,
You can't just bounce on the mother. The man decides to do. Why would you say you bounce on the mother?
no, it's just an observation. We're looking at things from the parent side, the pastor side. If the children are in that dilemma, what do they do? They have found somebody that they have chosen to spend the rest of their life with. They're in love, in absolute love. So anything at that point doesn't make sense to them. How are they supposed to handle such issues? Especially when they don't see any barriers. Say they meet all the conditions that, like you rightly preach in this service today. What do they do? Say the parents are sentimental, maybe ethnicity is an issue, or maybe there is a history with one family or something. What do the kids, what do they do? That's fine.
I don't want to talk about.
Praise the Lord. I think, in my own opinion, because sometimes we can be outside and imagine what is going on the inside. I believe the pastor is likely to know more, and individual cases are different. And we should look at the fact that it is possible for the pastor, based on certain things, because you see, the work of the pastor is a very, very dangerous one. You're going to give an account to God, and you cannot just afford to do things based on your feelings or emotions. You have to seek the face of God, especially in times of crisis like that. We are talking about your children's, those children's destiny here, and we don't want them to start on a minus where one of the parents is already disagreeing and all that. Parents are very important, but at the end of the day, it's those two guys that will spend their lives together if Jesus tarries. So number one, I would say that the two of them, God is not an author of confusion. The two of them should spend time to pray and plead with God. If it is, we have had cases like that, that it might be a few months down the lane, that the parent that didn't initially agree will say, okay, that's okay, I give my blessing. That blessing is so crucial. For every one of us that is a parent here, you know your labors and your travails over your child, and you want the child to be happy in life. What would you gain by saying your child shouldn't get married, except in a wicked situation where I just cited? So I believe that the two of them must go on their knees and pray that God will touch the heart of the one that is not giving consent. The heart of the kings are in the hand of God. If it is the will of God, one way or the other, God will encounter the one that is resisting. And then because it's husband and wife, one way or the other, I mean, for them to have a child that is of marriageable age, they have been together for about 20 years. The one that is not agreeing, the one that is consenting, must find a way to pass the information to the one that is disagreeing to make him or her agree for the joy of these children. So I believe one way or the other, it should be resolved. But if a pastor now goes ahead and says, well, I'm still going to go ahead, then I want to believe that that pastor is answerable to God on this matter. But like you said, the husband is the head of the home. So let's say it's in a situation where it is the wife that is disagreeing, and the husband who represents God in the home says, my daughter can get married. I believe in that instance, the pastor is also covered, because that man is representing God in the family. We have to think of the feelings of the woman, because the woman goes through a lot. But if you love your wife, you will find a way to talk to your wife so that she will not be grieving on the day of her joy. Praise God.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't see you, man. Sorry. Pastor, come to the front now.
Praise the Lord. Okay, my name is Sylvester. I just feel we should be more practical now. We've talked on the marriage part, so let's talk on the couples part. All right, I know a woman who always quotes this Bible verse very well. Quotes this particular Bible verse. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother, that is, I will leave my father and mother, and love her in particular, and we shall be one forever. So, though she always puts it so people. So, in my own opinion, I feel she's trying to say, stay away from the family and let it just be me and you. Now, I can tell you for free that to an extent, most women feel that men should leave their family when they are married and focus more on their family. Now, what if, my question is, what if that particular woman is bitter with the man's family, and at some point, the man's family is now bitter with her? What's your advice to that woman, and what is your advice to that man to be able to balance these two people? I don't know if that's okay.
That is the man,
the wife now doesn't like the man's family anymore. The wife is here, yeah, and her reason is being the man cares for the family too much. So she's bittered with the family. She doesn't want to get involved with the family. And now, on the long run, the family notices that this woman has changed. So henceforth, my son, leave this woman, we don't want her again. So what is your advice now? How do you expect that? The man is in the middle now, because he has to love the both of them. What is your advice to that woman, and what is your advice to that man? How would that man balance this matter?
Thank you very much, sir. That's a very practical one. Yeah, going by the scripture that you put it, a man should leave his father, his mother, and cleave to his wife. Literally meaning it might seem as if that is what the message that is being passed. But no, that is not the case. Like when our pastor was taking that teaching, he mentioned something exclusive. It was at that point that we came here. You see, your husband, you as a wife, you have exclusive rights to your husband. And the same goes for the husband to the wife. Now, the thing is, there are some men that they so much cherish their mothers. By the grace of God, I'm a woman myself. But under normal circumstances, ideally, once a man gets married, he should love his wife more than the mother. That is the ideal situation. But in real life, it doesn't happen that way, unfortunately. So what happened is, when the scripture says that for this cause shall a man leave his father and his mother, in my own understanding, what the scripture is trying to say is that, you don't really need to take everything that happens in your own home to your parents and ask them make decision for you. But in reality, that's what happens. And there is no way, we women especially, we are so very inquisitive and we can probe. Even if you go to your mom and ask for a counsel, the woman will dig deep. And there are certain information that you might not even prepare to divulge. But you wouldn't know because of kind of intimacy and relationship between you and your mother, you will divulge that. And many times we women will tend to be kind of selfish. And it won't go well with the wife at all. And once the woman, that's the wife now, sees that, definitely there's going to be a kind of, rancor, imbalances in the home. And the woman, we have this thing, intuition. Every woman has it. Even if you are not telling the truth or you are trying to kind of sugarcoat it, a woman can figure it out that something is not happening here. And definitely, that woman will not be happy. So, just to wrap it up, in my own understanding is that no woman wouldn't, of course, a woman or you are raised in a family, whatever might be your morals or your values, you got it from somewhere. So no woman will want to, just hijack that and rubbish your own family. But the thing is that, you see, your preeminence should be to the wife. You must show to the wife that you value her. It is value that we women really, really desire in a man and love. Thank you.
Just to add to what you said, from a practical perspective, I think we should start looking at it from when do you call a man a man? I think that's where we start from. Because if a man cannot handle or balance his emotions, internally and externally, then there's a challenge. In that case where you said the man is in the middle, I personally think that the man should have discernment to know how to show emotions to the wife or explain in detail to the wife why he's doing what he's doing for the family and vice versa. That's just what I
Praise the Lord. This month I read something very similar online and it brought a lot of knowledge to me. Basically, as a cultural person from Nigeria, mothers tend to cleave to their boys so much that when they grow up and get married, it's very hard to detach from them. And I think mothers and wives need to understand their role as an individual. As a mother, understand that you're a mother, and as a wife, understand that you're a mother. So what your mother will be doing for you as a son should be different from what your wife will be doing for you as a wife. So I think where this is coming from, like the husband should be able to balance things. Let your wife understand that, okay, I am cleaving to you. Because even the Bible doesn't say cleave to your wife and bring along your family. You're supposed to cleave to your wife. And I'm not saying neglect your family as well. But they are the two different people. So you have to be able to balance things. Know that your wife, as a wife, this is your role. Submit to your husband and this and that and everything the Bible says. And also, as a mom, this is actually a lesson for me. No, not a lesson. This is like a learning process for me. Mothers, don't be too clingy to your children that when they grow up, especially when the other spouse has passed away. Imagine when you grow up and then the mother's husband now passed away. So the only person the mother is looking up to is the children. Usually the men. Exactly. So they tend to hold their first son as their new husband just because either their own husband has died or their own husband at some point the marriage was broken. So let's try as much as possible when our children are getting married, as mothers now, let us try as much as possible to support and not hold them back. Because if you are holding them back, that's every little thing the man runs back to the mom as the advisor, as the comforter, as this, as that, which it should be the wife's role. So let us, as mothers, understand that as your role as a mother, when your children come to you, push them back to their family. You are now a man, so take up that responsibility as a man. And also, as a woman in the house, don't play the role of a mother to your husband. Play your role as a wife. So, and the husband needs to balance this and let everybody knows what their role and their responsibilities are and try to make peace. Don't be too much to your family, like the mom and the life now, because your primary responsibility now is to your wife and your children and not the family, even though they are not going to be neglected, but you should have more to do with your own immediate family than your extended family.
Yeah. Thank you. We have to try and wrap this up because of time. Okay. That's one of the reasons why we said we're going to break this into two sessions. One session today, and by God's grace, we'll communicate to us the time for the next session. Because as much as possible, we want to make Christianity practical. We want you to be able to relate with what we are saying, so that it will help you in your own life as well. Now, just a quick addition to what my daughter said there. For us as wives, there is this tendency to want to become a mother to your husband. Your son will respect you, and the things he would do for you out of respect is different from what he would do to his wife. Now, a lot of us get mixed up, thinking that, as a wife, I'm also the mother. Like my daughter said there, it's a two clear roles. Now, I want to say something graphically that somebody did not too long ago that helped me. If you please come, and if you please come. Now, you're going to be together, if you don't mind. So, this is husband and wife, just be together, like hold hands. Okay, hold hands. Okay, can you hold hands and face the church? Thank you. Now, can you please come in, hold hands, like together. Yeah, thank you. So they are together now. Please, can you come in? Now, this is the mother-in-law. Get inside. Please come in. That's the father-in-law. Come inside. Now, that's the brother-in-law. Come inside.
Sister-in-law.
Can I have one sister-in-law? Now, friend, come. Bola is the friend. Yeah, come. No, we have to fit into this as many as possible. So we have a friend now. Now, this is they grew up together. Please come. Can you see the picture? The more people you have in the marriage, the more difficult it is to cleave, like Sylvester said.
Wow.
Cleaving together is just, it's easier when it's only the two of you, then you can cleave. But when you have the outsiders, and really with due respect, your mom, your dad, your father, your mother, your sisters, they are outsiders in the marriage. The original intention of God is for the man and the woman to be together. Every other person is an outsider. You don't neglect your parents because you are married. You do what you are supposed to do to them, but don't forget, this is your woman, this is your man. It's very important. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Thank you so much.
So we just try and wrap up. Let's put our hands together for Pastor KOLA, and let's thank God for the Holy Spirit. For every one of us, one way or the other, we have learned something today. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, sir. We are grateful. Now,